Hello and welcome. Today we're going to come onto our back, and you might want a block. Don't have to have one, but it might prove helpful. And you could also use a strap or just reach your hands for your legs when we get into the leg stretch. So today we're going to position ourselves on our mat, just about at the center of the mat, and have your block handy and lay down onto your back. Coming into constructive rest. Pause here for a few breaths. Knees are bent, feet flat on the mat. Move the block over here. And this is constructive rest. It can be a very nice pose in and of itself. You might just have the arms by your side and invite the lower part of your body, the lower torso, the lower back, the lower belly, the hips, to really release and relax. As if you're just letting the hips and the lower back sink into the mat. As if you're inviting the muscles to release their hold of the bones and let your hips be really heavy. Invite any tension you might feel or experience in the belly to begin to soften. Breathe here. And when you're ready, reach for a block, or you can just come into a regular bridge pose. We're going to come into supported bridge pose first. So press into your feet, lift your hips, and place the block under your sacrum, under the hips. Make sure that you feel like that lower part of your back is on the block. This should feel pretty comfortable. This is supported bridge. So just keep your head and neck neutral. So just listen to my words instead of trying to turn your head to watch. If you need to look at the screen now, you can come up out of the pose safely and look, and then come back into the position. You don't want to really turn your head when you're in bridge pose. You can either stay here in supported bridge, this is totally fine, or arms by your side, lift your hips as you press into your feet. Keep gazing towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. And notice the legs that are working here. Lengthen your lower back towards your lower legs, pressing into your heels. And when you're ready, slowly lower the hips back to the block or back to your mat. Pause here, notice sensation. And then again, press into your feet, lift the hips, come up into bridge pose again. You can either keep your arms by your side, or you can bend the elbows, pressing into the elbows and upper arms, fingertips towards the sky, or any other variation that you prefer. Legs are active. You're going to feel the hamstrings working here, as well as the glutes. Lengthen the lower back, tailbone towards the lower legs. And then this time remove the block, if you were using it, and lower the hips all the way to the mat. Pause here in constructive rest. And then straighten your right leg up to the sky. Knee might be bent. And then reach your hands behind the leg, maybe the thigh, maybe the calf. Just avoid pulling behind the knee. So drawing that leg towards you, getting a stretch in the back of the hamstring that was just earlier working pretty hard. So you can either keep your left knee bent and the foot flat on the mat, Or if you have more flexible hamstrings, you might straighten that leg out. You might want to keep that other knee bent. So find the variation that works for you. Notice how that stretch feels behind that leg into the hamstring. Holding behind the leg where it makes sense to you, just avoiding right behind the knee. Breathe here. And then slowly rebend that left knee if it was straight. Release that leg you were holding. Straighten both legs out on your mat for a moment and notice the difference between left and right. Does one leg feel a little different? Maybe more openness, maybe longer, maybe higher or lower in space. Just notice. And then bend both knees again when you're ready, feet flat on the mat, and straighten up your left leg. Holding behind that left leg where it makes sense to you, start to draw that leg towards your head. Again, you can either keep your right leg bent with the foot on the mat, or if your hamstrings are a little more flexible, you might choose to straighten it out on your mat. Listen to your body, listen to your breath, and notice how that feels, stretching this hamstring. So you can also, if you had a strap handy, you could put a strap around the ball of the foot and hold the strap instead of holding the leg to get a nice stretch here. You can also hold behind the thigh and sort of relax the arms. Sometimes that feels comfortable. Notice how the sensation of stretch might shift and change slightly. And then slowly, whenever you feel ready, we're going to slowly release this leg. Bend both knees, feet flat on the mat, and then slowly straighten one leg and then the other. And just notice now, hopefully both legs feel about the same. Observe sensation. And you could stay here for as much time as you have, just in a little mini Shavasana. Or if you're ready, you can bend the knees, roll over to one side, and when you're ready, press your way back up to a comfortable seat. Take a moment and notice how you feel, even just from those two little poses, the bridge pose. I guess we did 3, constructive rest, bridge, and the hamstring stretch. I hope you enjoyed that mini practice for today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.